Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of the HSA Today. We're going to be talking with one of their representatives, and it is always a joy and a privilege to bring you this information. And today we're going to be talking about Global Health Day. Now, I have with me Miss Tamara. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to our public.
My name is Tamara Whorms-Riley, and I'm the Community Dietitian at the Health Services Authority with responsibility for community health services and just for home care.
Excellent, excellent. So I know it's a busy time of the season, as we say, global wellness. What does that encompass?
Well, to be honest, there are so many initiatives that take place throughout the year. We have different national commemoration of health, respective things that they do. Mm-hmm. So in terms of Global Wellness Day, the initiative came about in terms of thinking about everyone that lives on the planet. Okay. You want to think about the health of everyone that is around you. So the fact that you're not just thinking about the health of yourself, you're thinking about everyone that is around the world. Right. And that is the whole initiative. And with the Global Wellness Day initiative, it's not just about physical health. It's about also mental health. It's about wellness, overall, achieving an overall holistic health and wellness.
So it's 100% encompassing every aspect of your being, and not just you, but your family, your friends, globally. And we live in a small community, as we say. So globally for us really means the friends next door. It means our neighbor. You know, it means the person that you're working with. It encompasses so much. Tell me a little bit about you. Let's dive into to you and how you got into the healthcare initiative.
Well, to be honest, as I grew up on a farm. My parents were farmers, mm-hmm. and I thought about the fact that there are so many. As soon as someone gets sick, the first thing they think about is taking them to the doctor. When the fact is that sometimes it's just what they're eating. And growing up on a farm, most of our diet would consist of vegetables, mm-hmm. fruits, vegetables, and merely just chicken, because that's what we raised. Right. So the fact is that in growing up that way, I just decided that somehow I can change the world as well. And it's not changing the entire world, but changing the people who are closest to me, right. first and foremost. So when I thought about that, I was saying to myself that in doing this, I may not be able to change everybody, but I'm able to change some people. And if I can change one, I would have done a lot. And I think that's what brought me into nutrition itself, because I realized a big part of who we are is what we do eat.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's that old adage saying, you know, you are what you eat. Definitely. You know, you junk in, junk out. You know, so you know, it's all about being mindful of what you put into your system, right. and therefore that helps take care of you.
Exactly. And so with Global Wellness Day, the whole aim is to influence people around the world. And the fact is that they're saying if you can't change your environment, you can change how you think about what's going on around you. And Global Wellness Day is focusing mostly right now. And if we want to extend it further, it's focusing a lot on your mental health and well-being, mm-hmm. because there's so much going on. Right. You know, with the pandemic and everything else that is going on around the world, we cannot change most of these things. But how we react to it is how we can change how we feel about the situation. Okay. And to be honest, you know, earlier I was saying to you off air that for me personally, I've been through a whole lot these last 2 years. And I may not have been thinking about Global Wellness Day, but I've been thinking about my mental health. And the fact is that if I wasn't thinking positive thoughts, I probably would have gone down, you know, mm-hmm. a negative road. And that's what we're here to tell people, that sometimes when all of the things that is going on around you is really negative, sometimes the only thing that will save you is positive thinking.
And I think that's a great start and a great stepping stone that people have to understand. In our lifetime, hardly, I think there hasn't been a world war in our life. You know, the things that affect us globally has not happened in our lifetime. Things have been Definitely. In little pockets and little things around. You know, something happened over there in Europe. Something happened in America. Something. But exactly. Now we're in an actual global situation exactly. for the last few years. And what happens to me has happened to somebody else.
Definitely. So we can all identify with something that is happening to someone around the world. And that's the whole initiative, to think about your well-being, to celebrate the special day. So the whole theme is to Think Magenta. And magenta is a bright, beautiful type of fuchsia type pink. You can see that from a long distance away. And when you think about bright colors, you're thinking about happiness. And thinking magenta means thinking happy. Even when you're crying, you do not let that overwhelm you with negative thoughts. You're sad because of everything that's going on. You're sad because of your health situation with everything that's going on around you. You're sad because of situations with your family. But if you think bright, beautiful, things can change, somehow, I may not be able to change it right now, but somewhere along the line, I may just be able to do something. Where I'm at right this minute, I can't change it, but my positive thought may just help me to navigate this whole situation.
And I think that is where it starts, because maybe my positive thoughts and my positive actions can lead to somebody else.
Influence somebody.
Kind of a domino effect of positivity based on me.
Exactly.
I can start, you know how they always say, start a movement, positive thinking. You yourself, you never really know who's watching you.
That's true.
You never know who you inspire. You never, because we for Cayman, we live in a society where we're not really big on self-promotion.
That's so true.
If I help a family or I help somebody, don't say nothing. It's okay. Don't and we kind of keep that to ourselves, and that's the beauty of it sometimes. But at the same time, you want to highlight people who do good, because that can enlighten somebody else to do good.
Exactly. That's so true. And so many people, like, they will come around you and they don't realize how just they're positive. You may be having a very terrible time, with your health, with your wellness. You may want to achieve certain wellness goals as well. And because of those positive influence, you decide, you know what, I think maybe I can do this too. So this whole idea of Thinking Magenta is about thinking and inspiring others to change.
And that's what we want. We want to kind of spark the scenario, spark the initiative to get people on that track. And on that track can simply be you.
Yes, exactly.
Once you're pushing the envelope, once you're starting that idea. And I like what I tell you, one of my favorite colors is magenta. It's so funny because you see them in flowers, and you kind of you see the red, you see the white, but you kind of drawn to that rich color of magenta.
Exactly.
It's not pink, it's not purple. It has its own identity.
Just a bright, beautiful color, and you're so right, because I'm like that too. I'm usually pulled to the magenta type looking flowers, because I just believe that it gives an aura to any environment, and it makes you feel better somehow, and that's one of the things that we want to help people to feel better. Yes.
How can I get involved in Global Wellness Day? Put my thoughts towards it.
Well, to be honest, let's look at it in this sense. The fact is that in Thinking Magenta is about inspiring people to live well, to do better, to inspire others. We want everyone to try to... Global Wellness Day is celebrated on the 11th of June, and we want to encourage people to wear a magenta-looking color, and also just to inspire someone else. Do something good for somebody else. And I know that sometimes you are going through a lot, and you are saying, okay, but I need somebody to do something for me. Sometimes doing something else for someone may just inspire you to feel better about whatever you're going through, because they may be going through something worse than you are. And as a dietitian, I'm suggesting to maybe cook a meal for somebody as well. Cook a healthy meal. What if you're on this wellness, this wellness journey, and you're inspired to say, you know what, let me try to inspire somebody else to come on this wellness journey with me, because I see that you're struggling. So things like that will help you to commemorate the day with somebody else, because it's about inspiring people.
And I think that's the thing that we really, really have to push forward. And don't forget, this Saturday is Global Wellness Day. It's June 11th. That's the day we're celebrating it. And what she said, I'll just reiterate, wear something magenta. Get in that spirit. Somebody's going to see and be like, oh, you're celebrating World Wellness. They say, why you have on these colors? I see a whole lot of people wearing these colors. What is it? Have that conversation with them, because through that conversation, gives talk to global. We're reaching out in our community to a betterment of it.
Exactly. Right. So inspire someone. And as I said, it's about holistic health. Because put it this way. Let's look at it this way. You may be going through something that is it's physical. That is your issue. Somebody is going through something that is mental, that is their issue, but it's not physical. Mm-hmm. They perhaps can help you with the physical issue that you have, and you perhaps could help them with the mental issue that they're having. If somebody is trying to get physically fit, you may already be physically fit. Mm-hmm. Somebody is trying to get mentally well. You may already be mentally well. So forge this partnership with somebody, as I said, on Global Wellness Day, to see what exactly is their problem, because their problem may not be the situation that you're having. You might just be able to inspire them and help them to change their issue. What if somebody, they want to eat healthy? You're already eating healthy. Mm-hmm. You already know how to cook a healthy meal because you've been doing this forever. You may just be able to inspire somebody. Right. If you have a Facebook page, do something healthy, post the recipe on there and say, this is for Global Wellness Day. Mm-hmm. Do something to inspire somebody else.
And that's just it. You got to practice this form of wellness because, giving and having these conversations and doing that ackman for yourself is also a form of wellness.
Exactly.
It gives you an opportunity to expand your horizons and also show exactly that you are supporting this idea, this step in the right direction, this positivity. And that's one of the things I always say. HSA is so forward thinking because I've been around for a long time and I don't think I've heard of global wellness outside of Cayman. Mm-hmm. And unless you're in the healthcare industry, right. they push it in their industry, but right. Here we push it locally.
Yes.
And I think that is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. You said you're a nutritionist.
Right.
Tell me a little bit more about the role that plays with Magenta.
Right. So in terms of, your diet or nutrition or lifestyle, as a dietitian, we focus on you being not just physically or emotionally well, but we talk about how you can eat for your mental well-being as well. So in terms of the types of food, we talk about eating mindfully. So say, for instance, some people, they're stressed and they will do stress, what we call stress eating. And sometimes that will affect
That's me. Late night eating, and you get up and I want a snack, and you end up eating a whole meal.
Because sometimes what we're going through, it keeps us up at night too, and because we are thinking about certain things, we don't sleep, and then we end up eating. Mm-hmm. So the fact is that with the nutrition, how this can play a part in Thinking Magenta. The fact is that if you're thinking, happy thoughts, a happy feeling, you could say to yourself, you know what, this meal is going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there tomorrow. I can enjoy it when I'm feeling better. Right now, I'm not in the right frame of mind, and that's the reason why I want to eat this. Mm-hmm. I'm upset. I'm distraught. I'm just feeling depressed, mm-hmm. and you can identify this feeling. Right. And because of that feeling, that is the reason I'm going towards this. So you know what? I'm going to lay this feeling to rest. I'm going to lay on it for tonight, and then tomorrow when I'm feeling better, I will determine whether or not I want to have this type of food. So it's about eating mindfully, because most times when you have this meal, you're still going to end up feeling bad. Right. You're going to have this sort of feeling.
It's a temporary fix, but you got to look deeper at the solution. To the problem. And I think that's one of the things that I guess society as a whole, and I include myself in that, we look for quick fixes to get over. I'm feeling bad, I'll go out and drink. I'm feeling bad, rather than look at the reason. Like, hey, I'm having a bad day. Why am I having a bad day? Mm-hmm. I'm having a bad day because yesterday this thing happened and I haven't addressed that particular thing. And I think we all know it, but we don't think about it. We don't want to deal with it. And I think talking about things like this is very helpful, especially in our community.
And one of the things I want to also emphasize too, and even though I'm a dietitian, I'm also trained in psychology as mm-hmm. well, because it's a part of our program. And the fact is that what I want to tell people, a lot of people are afraid to cry.
I say West Indian men, but
yes.
West Indian as a whole, we don't like to show that side of emotion. You know, if it's in a household or you know, with the wife, you know, you may sit down in a little corner, have a sniffle, but to actively cry seems like weakness to people, but it's not. It's not. That is part of human nature. It is, to have a good cry is actually healthy.
It's very helpful sometimes.
I wonder if there's a World Cry Day or something like that. You know,
they probably should have that.
Yeah, because it not only is it good for the spirit and soul, it helps clear the path to seeing straighter.
Right.
Because it's a release.
It is.
You can't keep everything inside bottled up.
Right. Don't take actions immediately. And you know, as I said before, to be honest, you know, I would say for the past 2 years, many of my patients who really know me and come to me, they'll think that, you know, you're so strong. But the fact is that I think sometimes crying can be therapeutic as it relates to nutrition as well. Because sometimes I may feel like I want to eat a bucket of ice cream too, because of how I'm feeling. But I would rather shed a tear or two and say, you know what, little ice cream, I'll see you another day, right? Because I know in the end, the guilt feeling of like, oh, you just really